Hey, how's it going, fellow YouTubers? This is yet another salt comparison video. Now it's going to be Instant Ocean versus Coralife marine salt mix. I bought the 200 gallon boxes. So what I'm going to do now is mix in 5 half cups worth of salt in each bucket of 5 gallon of RODI water, and then I'll come back and check it to check the specific gravity. And if I need to put more salt in to bump it up at 1.026, I'll go ahead and do so. That way I know which salt measures closer to 1.026 at 5 half scoops, and I'll go ahead and do the testing once everything's been mixed properly. Starting with the Coralife. Now the half cup for a total of 5. This is, by the way, 1 cup scoop, and the one I'm using right now is a half. So that makes 5 half. Now for the Instant Ocean. By the way, both of these salts are very, very fine. Now I'll basically do the same test I did with the Red Sea Coral Pro, the Tropic Marin, Reef Crystals, and the Sea Cam. Okay, now I'll go ahead and let this mix for about 30 minutes, and then I'll come back and check and see how clear the water is. Let me get you a zoom in on the water, how cloudy it looks. And I'll come back in about 30 minutes to check it out. All right, guys, I'm back. At 5 half cup scoops, each salt measured at 1.025. I threw in a little bit of more salt to go ahead and make it come up to 1.026, which is what I run my Reef at. The tools I use is a Marine Depot refractometer, their Pro version, and the refractometer is calibrated with this solution from BRS at 1.026. I will be using my Hanna Alkalinity Checker, my Salifert Calcium test kit, and my Salifert Magnesium test kit as well. The water's all mixed nice and clear now. I'll go ahead and zoom in on the water. As you can see, it's crystal clear. The pumps I'm using are spare leftover skimmer pumps. One from an Aquamax HOB and the other one from an ASM Mini G. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up my alkalinity test right now, and I'll be right back. Okay, now onto the alkalinity portion of the test. As you can see, I have the 2 syringes at 1 milliliter each. Hanna was nice enough to send me this reagent. I had 2 of these bottles with a bad lot number. There was a recall on them. I just sent them an email, and they sent me the bottles. No pictures requested, no nothing. I just told them I sent them the lot number and how many bottles I had, and they sent them for free. This is going to be the Instant Ocean regular, and this is going to be the Coralife marine salt mix. Here we go. Started by zeroing off the checker. Sometimes for some reason the checker takes a little while. I do clean the vials with my cotton t-shirt with a clean part of my shirt to make sure there's no finger grease on there, no smudges or anything. I'll grab it from the bottom, put the whole milliliter in. Invert at least 5 times. Clean the vial up a little bit, put it in, and then grab my phone to do the calculation, which is 0.056 times 176, which puts it at 9.85 DKH, which is real good. I like running my Reef at least 9.5. Now on to the Coralife. Turn it off, pull this one out, put the Coralife in to zero it out. Do the same thing. 1 milliliter. Clean it up. Put it in. And set it up 0.056 times 163, which is at 9.12 for the alkalinity portion of the test. I'll go ahead and reset and set up for calcium. Okay, here's the calcium portion of the Instant Ocean regular. Turning purple. Give it one more drop, and it is at 2.4. At 2.4, that puts us at 380 parts per million for calcium. Okay, this is the Coralife portion calcium test. Once again, we'll mix it until it turns blue, and then measure against the sheet to see what the calcium is at. Actually, I wasted the whole milliliter, and as you can see, it just barely started turning purple. So it's going to be well over 500. As you can see right here on the measurement at 0. Wow, it's having a hard time focusing. At 0, it's at 500 parts per million. Now I'll go ahead and reset and set up for magnesium. Okay, this is Instant Ocean magnesium test. As to not bore you guys, I go ahead and prep the vials because for the magnesium portion, I have to put in 5 drops of reagent 1, mix it for 30 seconds, then put in the powder, reagent 2, mix that for 10 seconds, and then do this portion, which is what you guys really want to see, is when you see the color change with reagent number 3. So here we go. See it turning blue right there. It is at 4. So we go ahead and grab our sheet, and at 0.4 we're looking at 900 parts per million magnesium. 0.40. I might have to retest for that because that is extremely low. I try to have mine at least, my Reef, at 1350. I do dose, but this is again why I am testing I read reviews, I see videos and all that, but I'd rather do it myself to prove the results. And the end goal is just to pick the salt that works best for me and the parameters that I choose to run my reef at. Let me go ahead and set up for the Coralife. Okay, now this is the magnesium portion of the test for the Coralife. Turning purple. One more drop. See if we get that blue. There we go. Now look at this. I would say that is at 0.01. See if the camera can concentrate, focus. Nope. Okay, so at 0.01. We are between 1470 and 1500 parts per million, which is good to go.